Stand and receive our Honorable Vice President, Honorable Vice President Chiwenga and Honorable Vice President Mohadi. President.
Our host minister for Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Charles Tavengwa, Minister of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development, and Minister who defines poverty and education well, Honorable Professor Amon Murguera, Honorable Ministers here of Higher and Tertiary Education from the Sadc region, Sadc Sadc Executive Secretary, His Excellency Elijah Mangosi, Your Excellencies, let me ride on the protocol already given. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you all. It is my distinct privilege to introduce the guest of honor at the 7th Southern African Development Community public lecture. This year's public lecture is being held under the theme, Building Research Capacity and Innovation Ecosystems for a Sustainable Industrialized Sadc Economy. This theme dovetails with the overall 44th Ordinary Summit Heads of States and Government theme, which is promoting innovation to unlock opportunities for sustained economic growth and development towards an industrialized Sadc. These two themes aptly capture our collective resolve as a region to embrace innovation as a way to boost industrial productivity and accelerate industrialization to uplift the livelihoods of our people. Distinguished guests, our guest of honor, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and incoming Chairman of Sadc, His Excellency Comrade Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, is one of Africa's visionary leaders, a liberator and a revolutionary. He is a remarkable leader who possesses exceptional business acumen and has demonstrated a unique ability to rally people, communities, institutions, and nations together for progress. Under his leadership, there has been a concerted effort to foster collaboration between the public and private sectors, aligning them towards a shared vision. He recognizes the crucial role of the private sector in driving national and regional economic growth. This is clearly demonstrated in his mantra that Zimbabwe is open for business. Our guest of honor firmly believes in the transformative power of education, and more specifically, the power of science, technology, innovation that arises from an appropriately designed and vibrant education system. Ladies and gentlemen, through the guest of honor's ingenuity, the business landscape in Zimbabwe has transformed significantly, under his philosophy, Nyika inovakwa nevene vayo. A country is built by its own people, no one else but its own people, and in our case, Zimbabweans. This philosophy has ushered in an era where local entrepreneurs, industrialists, and commerce players are rethinking their roles, leveraging on our diverse resources and raw materials. This is therefore a newfound confidence among our people to start businesses, open new industrial plants, and participate in strategic business discussions that influence policy. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, allow me at this juncture to invite the guest of honor at this 7th Sadc Public Lecture 2024, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and incoming chair of Sadc, His Excellency Comrade Dr. Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, to deliver the public lecture to this auspicious gathering. Your Excellency.
Our host, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Zimbabwe, Professor Paul Mapfumo, the Honorable Vice President, General Retired, Dr. C.D. Chiwenga, Honorable Vice President, Colonel Retired, KCD Mohadi, the Minister of Defense, and ZANU-PF National Chairperson, Honorable Comrade O.C.Z. Mchinguri Kashiri. Your Excellency, my dear brother, Elias Mpendi Magosi, Sadc Executive Secretary, welcome. Your Excellency, Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, Ifizia Ambassador Gatete, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps who are here, the Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Martin Scheuer, esteemed guests from Sadc and beyond, comrades and friends, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me at onset to welcome you all to the Republic of Zimbabwe for the 7th Sadc Summit Public Lecture. This event is one of the precursors to the fourth Ordinary Summit of Sadc Heads of State and Government to be held here in Harare in the next 2 days. It affords the peoples of Sadc the opportunity to reflect and sharpen strategies to accelerate our collective vision towards deepening regional integration as well as economic development for shared prosperity. The theme of this lecture, building research capacity and innovation ecosystems for a sustainable industrial Sadc economy, end of quote, is an apt call to action and encapsulates the need for new paradigms of education to leapfrog the modernization, industrialization, and the holistic development of Sadc. Anchored on research, science, technology, and innovation. In the case of Zimbabwe, this urgent imperative reality so as successfully implement our heritage-based education 5.0 philosophy. This discussion is being held against the backdrop where the Sadc region has not been spared from the vagaries of climate change-induced weather calamities, manifesting as droughts and cyclones in our region. Additionally, other global shocks such as pandemics, geopolitical conflicts, and the shifts in world trade patterns all have far-reaching consequences to the approaches that must be adopted by developing countries for a sustainable future. Combined, these factors, among others, signal the emergence of a new economic world order. Our Sadc bloc has to position itself strategically to convey the realities of both domestic and global events into economic and business opportunities that lift our people into greater prosperity. We have a duty to boldly and proactively address enclaves of disproportionate socio-economic development in our societies. The region should never play second fiddle in the arena of international economic relations. Leveraging on our combined resource endowments and human capacities, the region must emerge as a competitive economic bloc with the requisite capabilities to produce a wide array of goods and services. As Sadc member states, we have all it takes to succeed. Esteemed guests, in our quest to address the critical question before us, it is critically important that we remain confident in our identity and capabilities. We are Africans and a proud Southern African peoples with a rich history of development and exploits, including conquering the oppressive racist colonial regimes from other territories into our area. In Zimbabwe, we say, it's better in Shona. I'll also put it in English, but it's better understood in Shona. Nyika inovakwa, igotongwa, igonamatigwa nebenebane. So that we embrace. For the benefit of those who don't understand Shona, a country is built, governed, and prayed for by its own people. This underscores the weighty responsibility we all carry to drive development in our countries from both an individual and collective standpoint. Gone are the days where we depended on people from elsewhere to develop our economies, provide services for our communities, and avail goods for our industries and commerce. The forebearers and founding fathers of Sadc fought for the political liberation, the democracy and the independence and freedom we are presently enjoying. This current generation of Sadc citizens, yourselves, should take deliberate steps to exit perpetual dependence. It is at such forum that we should identify the goods being currently imported into the region so that our talented innovators and the vibrant institutions and the young generation can lead in import substitution. Through appropriate and timely research, as well as relevant science, technology, and innovation, new business and trade opportunities should be created for Sadc to become a key player in the world of today and that of the future. Further, information relating to trade opportunities brought about by our emerging trade bloc, the African Continental Free Trade Area, along with possible synergies with other regional economic communities, should be made less opaque for the generality of our people. This is essential if we are to expand markets and open new routes into the broader global economy. African institutions such as African Bank and African Development Bank, together with our respective financing and trade facilitation entities, are challenged to scale up, support, and avail trade information for our people, especially our youth, our women-led industries. To harness the new opportunities, Sadc member states must sharpen capabilities around identified areas of comparative advantages. We should create business and trading niches which are unique and yet complementary to the countries of our region. For example, the next industrial revolution will be powered by renewable energy, primarily driven by lithium and the solar energy, which we have in our region. As such, more research and skills must be developed to enable the establishment of a new generation of companies and industries around these subsectors to produce new forms of value-added goods and products. For all the above to happen, along with accelerated modernization and industrialization, the right development philosophy is fundamentally important. This, in my view, lies in transforming our education and research ecosystem to be anchored on science, technology, and innovation. As the people of Sadc, we are urged to imagine and reimagine the future we all want. We must be clear of where we want to go, what our people want, what homegrown technologies we need to industrialize. What should an industrialized Sadc look like in terms of its characteristics, the goods and services to be produced, and the quality of life and prosperity to be realized for our people? These are the questions that should form the basis for challenging our academia, our scientists, innovators, and inventors, together with the skills and training institutions. You, our young generation, we have created this environment for you to excel. Accordingly, industrialists, business sectors, development practitioners, as well as communities in general, must play their part to transform systems and models that are fit for the shared regional aspirations of our regions. The proposals and recommendations from the recently held Sadc Industrialization Week were insightful with regards to the trajectory to move our industrialization agenda forward. However, as long as the education system in our region remains skewed towards the past colonial architecture, it cannot adequately leapfrog the industrialization of Sadc. We must therefore transform the educational space to produce innovators and industrialists equipped with the skills and competencies that develop products to meet the needs of our people. In Zimbabwe, our heritage-based Education 5.0 philosophy embraces research, innovation, and industrialization as important mandates for all levels of the education sector. Memorizing Shakespeare does not produce products or services. We should focus on our God-given natural and cultural endowments to drive development. The appropriate research and innovation are fundamental to the advancement of both our domestic and regional development agenda. With the correct configuration of our education, innovation, science and technology ecosystems, we can unlock maximum value from our natural resources and the human capacities. The change of the education framework has seen my government setting aside a specific budget for innovation, research, and development. I said to my Minister of Science and Technology, here is the budget. Tell our girls and boys at our universities to dream and dream. Make products and services. Praise those who succeed and praise those who fail. In addition, policies have been crafted to ring-fence and provide funds to support emerging innovation ecosystems. This has resulted in the establishment of innovation hubs, industrial parks, science parks, and incubation centers across all institutions of higher education in Zimbabwe. We fund all our institutions of higher learning for our boys and girls to waste the money, imagine. Out of 100 cases, we may have 3-5 successes. 95 is wasted, but that is progress. Through the new education framework, our young people in the universities and colleges have exhibited immense capabilities, zeal and determination towards building a modern and industrialized Zimbabwe. I tell our young students that my age responsibility was to shoot, to get freedom and independence. Your duty is to develop the country and to better the lives of our people. In the last 5 years, we have increased the number of teacher training colleges that produce science teachers to ensure that all schools, in particular those in the remote areas, offer science and ICT-based learning. No place and no child is being left behind. This has ultimately broadened the pool of students transitioning to colleges and universities following the science and technology pathways. In this way, we are building the critical mass of scientists and technologists to deliver an innovation-led and knowledge-based economy. I may not know what it means, but I think they know what they must do. Further, our heritage-based education diversified innovation ecosystem by strengthening linkages between the academia, industry, and commerce. This transformative education system has started to bear fruit in this country. We have seen the emergence of various innovation and patents as new forms of assets. Meanwhile, new technologies and start-up companies are producing relevant goods and services in response to the dynamic needs of industry, our commerce, and our society. Notable entities that have emerged include start-up companies in the local production of quality vehicle number plates, which you've just seen this one. You may not have seen it in the one. Science-based livestock production system for growing the national herd, a national pathology research and diagnostic center for providing health diagnostic services, wine and juice producing plants from our local indigenous fruits, as well as another in the production of medical oxygen and industrial gases. Let me talk about this medical oxygen. COVID. COVID. Oh, English, okay. Some problem came called COVID. And because Zimbabwe was on sanctions, we were listed at the bottom, even if we'd applied to procure the medicines, we were put at the bottom because we were on sanctions. So I say to our science students, please, dream and they produce what they are denying us. Before they could allow us now to buy, we're now producing better than what they were producing. This is a Zimbabwean model for industrialization anchored on the philosophy nyika inovakwa, inotongwa, inonamatirwa nevene vayo. I'll translate this. Nyika is country. Inovakwa, it is built. Inotongwa, it must be ruled. Inonamatirwa, it must be prayed for by its own people. No people from another country who commit themselves to build your country. No people from another country who rule your country in the manner you want to rule yourselves. No people who pray for your country in the manner you want to pray for yourself, for your country. But rule yourselves, pray for yourselves. Build your country yourselves. These three. This is what is in heaven. Nyika inovakwa, inotongwa, inonamatirwa nevene vayo. Zimbabwe is ready to share experiences of this journey with Sadc member states as we evaluate, review, and restructure our respective education model to drive the industrialization and the modernization of the bloc. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, comrades, Sadc has unique opportunities that position us for success. We have all the requirements to become an economic powerhouse on the global arena. We are endowed with a rich resource base, resilient and interconnected people, vast arable land for agriculture, a wide array of minerals, some we have not discovered, a good climate, abundant wildlife, as well as rich culture. Our task is to unlock value from these diverse resources that we collectively share as a bloc. Finally, let me reiterate the important need for Sadc to repurpose our human capital resources pool and optimize productivity, specialization anchored on the right education philosophy and configuration. To achieve this, the programming of our new education system should be aligned to the abundant and the key resources distributed across Sadc bloc. I therefore challenge member states to further reflect on these critical issues as we reorganize and mobilize to drive forward our modernization and industrialization agenda through the requisite knowledge, research, innovation, and new technologies. No one and no member state must be left behind. The future of Sadc is in our hands. Siyabonga, tinotenda. Asante sana, merci beaucoup. Obrigado. I thank you.